I'm stronger. You thought that I'd be broke without you, but I'm richer. You thought that I'd be sad without you, I laugh harder. Thought I wouldn't grow without you, now I'm wiser. Thought that I'd be helpless without you, but I'm smarter. You thought that I'd be stressed without you, but I'm chilling. You thought I wouldn't sell without you, sold 9 million. I'm a survivor, I'm not gon' give up, I'm not gon' stop, I'm gon' work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor, keep on surviving. I'm a survivor, I'm not gon' give up, I'm not gon' stop, I'm gon' work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor, keep on surviving. Thought I couldn't breathe without you, I'm inhaling. You thought I couldn't see without your perfect vision. You thought I couldn't last without you, but I'm lasting. You thought that I would die without you, but I'm living. Thought that I would fail without you, but I'm on top. Thought it would be over by now, but it won't stop. Thought that I would self-destruct, but I'm still here. Even in my years to come, I'm still gonna be here. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor, keep on surviving. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna make it. I will survive. I will survive. Wishing you the best. Pray that you are blessed. Much success, no stress, and lots of happiness. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna blast you on the radio. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna lie to you and your family. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna hate on you in the magazine. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna compromise my Christianity. I'm better than that. You know I'm not gonna dish you on the internet, 'cause my mama taught me better than that. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor, keep on surviving. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, yeah, make it. I will survive, keep on surviving. After all of the darkness and sadness, soon comes happiness. If I surround myself with positive things, how can prosperity? I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I will survive and keep on surviving. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna stop me now. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I will survive, keep on surviving. I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I will survive, keep on surviving. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I will survive, keep on surviving.
I will survive being fine. I will survive being sexy. I will survive being bootylicious.
Dirty. Filthy. Nasty. Nasty. Too dirty to clean my act up. If you ain't dirty, you ain't here to party. Ladies, move. Gentlemen, move. Somebody ring the alarm. A fire on the roof. Ring the alarm. And I'm throwing elbows. 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 Who ready to party out there? I'm throwing elbows. Ring the alarm. And I'm throwing elbows. Ring the alarm. And I'm throwing elbows.
Oh, overdue. Give me some room. Coming through. Paid my dues. In the mood. Me and my girls gonna shake the room. DJ spinning. Show your hand. Let's get dirty. That's my jam. I need that to get me off. Sweating till my clothes come off. It's explosive speakers are pumping. Still jumping 6 in the morning. Table dancing, glasses of passion. No questions, time for some action. Put your soul down so we roll. My girls, get that side hip huggers, go for sure. Shake a little something on the floor. I need that. Get me off, sweating till my clothes come off. Let's get open, cause a commotion. Still going 8 in the morning. There's no stopping, we give it power. Hot rockin', everyone's rockin'. Give all you got, just hit the spot. My girls, get your boys, gonna make some noise. Gonna get a little on, get it fired up in a hurry. Gonna get dirty, it's about time that I came to stop it. Ooh, sweat dripping on my body, dancing getting just a little naughty. Wanna get dirty, it's about time. Here it comes, it's the one you've been waiting on. Get up, get it up, yeah, that's what's up. Giving just what you love to the maximum. Here we go. What to do when the music starts to jump? That's when we take it to the parking lot. And I bet you somebody's gonna call the cops. Here we go.
A jam like a summer show. I keep my car looking like a crash dummy drove. My gear look like the bank got my money froze. For damn presidents, I pant like Putty Roll. That's the one that excites your divas. At the media shine, I'm shining with both of the sleeves up. Yo, Christina, better hop in here. My block live and in color, like Rodman hair. The club is packed, the bar is filled. I'm waiting for sisters to act like Lauryn Hill. Frankly, it's a rap, no bargain deals. I drive a 4-wheel quad with foreign wheels. Going up, baby, it's Brick City. You heard it. We blessed and hung low like Bernie Mac. Dogs, let them out. Women, let them in. It's like I'm ODB. They're what I think.
Good morning.
I always needed time on my own. I never thought I'd need you there when I cry. And the days feel like years when I'm alone. And the bed where you lie is made up on your side. When you walk away, I count the steps that you take. Do you see how much I need you right now? When you're gone, the pieces of my heart are missing you. When you're gone, the face I came to know is missing too. When you're gone, the words I need to hear to always get me through.
I've been involved in intense negotiations over the last week or so, and hopefully in another week or so, I'll be able to make a formal announcement, but it looks like Uncle Lou's NIL deal for the 2025 season is going to be a real banger.
I've never felt this way before. Everything that I do reminds me of you. And the clothes you left, they
I don't know about Texas size, but it's the biggest one Uncle Lou ever got.
Always listen to, and when you're gone, the words I need to hear to always get me through the day and make it okay. I miss you. We were made for each other. Out here forever. I know we were. Yeah. All I ever wanted was for you to know. Everything I do, I give my heart and soul. I can hardly breathe. I need to feel you here with me. When you're gone, the pieces.
Mike, there's nothing degenerate about a Peloton, but you know Uncle Lou's NIL deal is going to be involve something extremely degenerate, buddy.
The words I need to hear will always get me through the day and make it okay. I miss you.
What is this shit now? The hell is this?
Look at me. It really was not easy, but I can breathe.
What the fuck is
I'm
this?
so grateful because I can see I am free. Do exactly what I please. So come with me to a place where we can be.
I don't know what the hell that is there. I got to turn that off. I don't know what that was. So I better turn that off. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Did everyone get their week off to a good start? I did. Yeah, I did. Had the kids over for dinner last night. That was good. Only thing, the last couple of times, anytime they're coming over for dinner, I always ask them, what requests do you have? Like, in other words, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. It seems like the last few times they're picking like, not great. They wanted hot dogs and tater tots. I was like, really? Okay. All right. So had hot dogs and tater tots last night. Look, I like hot dogs as much as anybody else, but I don't know. Of course, I eat chili dogs. That's how I eat my hot dogs. I put chili, onions, and mustard. That's how I eat my hot dog. Chili, onions, mustard. Yep. That's how I eat my hot dogs. So, yeah, they came over to eat dinner, so that was good. My daughter's boyfriend came over, too. My son's girlfriend was back to school shopping with her parents, so she didn't come this time. Normally, all four of them come. Unless one of them's working or whatever else. But just the three of them yesterday, the two kiddos and Luann's boyfriend, Cooper. Yeah, Cooper, man. I can get steak tomorrow. Yeah, we're going out to eat for BA's birthday tomorrow. Now, I had nothing to do with this. Hand to God. but we're going to T-Bones. I had nothing to do with it. The lady's birthday is tomorrow. Her sister's birthday is today. So they got together or whatever and said, hey, let's all go out to eat. They chose T-Bones. It didn't have anything to do with me. Now, luckily, I don't have to work. Now, if we weren't eating at T-Bones, would I have to work? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. There's no way to know. There's no way to know. All I know is I don't have to work and we're going to T-Bones. Maybe that's just a coincidence. I don't know. I don't know. Boy, this coffee is good today. This coffee is good today. Did you know you can drink as much black coffee as you want on almost every diet known to man? Yeah. So if I decided to do one of these silly ass, stupid fucking fad diets for no reason that I know I won't stick to for any meaningful period of time, I would still be able to drink unlimited coffee. Yeah. On almost every pointless diet out there, you can drink as much coffee and water as you want. Tea, too. You just can't put anything in it. Can't put anything in your coffee, but I usually don't anyway. I've drank, this is my third cup of coffee this morning. It's just 3 cups of black coffee. But you could literally sit around and drink black coffee all day long on almost every diet you're on. Now, you probably die of some kind of coffee disease eventually. But yeah. What else is going on? Didn't get in the hot tub yesterday. Might get in today. I'm hurting today. I'm not going to lie. I've been doing good with the exercise deal, too. I put myself on a schedule a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't missed a day yet. There hasn't been a day where I've gone, you know what, I just don't feel like doing it today. Well, I take that back. Almost every day I don't feel like doing it. But there hasn't been a day that I haven't done it. Now I'm not doing anything on the weekends. The schedule I came up with for exercising is a Monday through Friday deal. For 2 reasons. Number one, I don't want to burn myself out by trying to force myself to get out there and do something every single day. So a couple of days off on the weekends for that reason. Number two, football season's about to start, and I just know there is no way I'm exercising on Saturdays. Now, I may end up doing one of these, get Lou in shape movement type streams like I did towards the end of last season where I do push-ups or something during the streams. But as far as like some kind of actual exercise or workout regimen that involves Saturdays, it's just unrealistic for me during the football season. I mean, I work 14 hours a day, sometimes more than that during the season. And then on Sunday, of course, is the Your Season Is Over videos. And those videos take 5-6 hours to do sometimes, depending on what all's going on or what sort of intro I do or whatever. So it's just unrealistic to try to force myself or pigeonhole myself into some kind of 7-day-a-week routine for those reasons. So I have a Monday through Friday deal, and so far so good. I haven't skipped a single day Monday through Friday, and I've been trying to add some things in every few days or so, And so yesterday I said, well, I'm going to do some sit-ups today. Now, I've done sit-ups before, obviously. I think, y'all see me do sit-ups on stream during football season last year on the floor in here. But I have this, I bought this exercise bench. It's not a bench press because there's no rack. It's just the bench. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Let me see if I can show you. Let me see if you have. Here it is. Yeah, so like something like this. You know, something like that. It's just the bench, you know. And I've got dumbbells. And anyway, where is it? Yeah. See? You know what I'm talking about? There's lots of different exercises you can do on there. Anyway, so what am I doing? I don't think these are the droids I'm looking for. Okay, you see how the bench is tilted up here? It tilts all the way up. It even inverts down. I did sit-ups with it inverted down. I don't know if there's a name for that. But does it make sense what I'm trying to say? The bench is tilted up in this picture. I can't find a picture of it tilted down. But just like it's tilted up here, it tilts the other way. It tilts down. It tilts down this way. You know what I'm saying? And I tilted it all the way down and did sit-ups that way. Oh, that'll make you decline. Right. Incline and decline. So I declined it all the way inverted and did sit-ups that way. 3 sets of however many I could do every time. And I knew as soon as I got done doing that, I was like, that's going to hurt tomorrow. Well, I woke up this morning and got out of bed, and it feels like my bottom 2 ribs are broken. I mean, it's bad. It feels like my bottom 2 ribs are broken. I guess I must have used some type of muscles in there that I haven't used in a long, long time. And it's quite a bit of pain there. I've been doing that, wearing that exercise bike out to that stationary bike. I've done as many as 45 minutes at a time on the bike. Yesterday I did 30 minutes on the bike, but I worked out for a total of an hour and a half yesterday from about 10 o'clock to 11:30. In the garage, by the way. In the garage. Where it's 110 degrees, so I'm sweating nonstop the whole time I'm out there. But I feel like that's good. So anyway, it's only been a couple of weeks, but so far so good on the Get Lou in Shape movement. It's going well. I haven't skipped any days. I feel like I've got a pretty good routine down. I get up in the morning, drink a couple of cups of coffee, do the morning show, eat a little something, do my exercise till around 11 or 11:30, whatever. Come in, take a shower, do my video, eat some lunch. Anyway, it's the schedule seems to be working out pretty good so far. So let's keep the fingers crossed that the Get Lou in Shape movement can continue full steam ahead here for the foreseeable future, with the season getting ready to start up here in about a month. Yeah, about a month. Speaking of about a month, it was a month ago today that I quit smoking. That's right. I quit smoking on June 22nd. Today's July 22nd. Now, I don't work at NASA, but I think that's a month no smoking. So, just a lot of pats on the back for Uncle Lou here with the workout deal and the quitting smoking. I deserve a lot of pats on the back for that. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Theo from the Cosby Show drowned down there in Costa Rica. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a situation where he couldn't swim, or I don't know the details, but I did hear that he drowned on vacation in Costa Rica. Malcolm Jamal Warner That was his name, right? But yeah, Theo from the Cosby Show, the son from the Cosby Show. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know the details of that. Don't know the details of that. There was a kid here in town that drowned in a neighborhood pool over the weekend too. Young girl, young kid, baby, toddler. I don't know the age. Young kid. I don't know. I don't remember the age. Under 10 years old. Drowned in a neighborhood pool this weekend. Which is a little odd that you drown in a neighborhood pool, because generally neighborhood pool, there's a ton of people there. You'd think maybe somebody saw her drowning and saved her or whatever. Usually when you hear about individuals drowning in a pool, it's a private pool, in somebody's backyard and that. What's up, Tube? Tube, did you check the mail yesterday at your house? Or did anybody check the mail yesterday at your house, Tube? That you know of? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Oh, it was a rip current? Is that what got Theo Huxtable? Rip current in that? Okay. Yeah, you have to watch out for the rip currents. And, also the undertow. Of course, you have to watch out for the undertow, too. Yeah. Now, I've seen some people's undertow. You wouldn't want to go anywhere near it. Vic says yes, but no thank you card from Colby. Okay, yeah, you knew what I was getting at then. Yeah, I checked my mail yesterday too, Tube, and nothing. So still waiting there on that from that wedding from 7 months ago. Still no thank you card on that. And no apology video yet from Colby, which, of course, he did say on Sunday he would make one. Well, let's put up a poll. Let's put up a poll. I forgot what the second. I forgot what the second thing was supposed to be for the poll. Something's wrong with me. Congratulations on quitting smoking. Yeah, thank you. You quit 2 years ago. I would smoke one a day, but it's still an accomplishment. I quit cold turkey. I literally woke up one morning, had like 3 cigarettes left, smoked them, didn't feel like going to the gas station to get more. So I just looked over at the lady and said, I quit smoking. Yeah. Oklahoma State has a better defense than Oklahoma. Last year or this year coming? I don't know about that. Yeah, you've been done quit a year ago. The lady did. Not long after we moved in here. Yeah. Nico and G5 Joey both played 2 terrible ACC teams last year. Joey had slightly better stats than Nico in the QB category. Yep, anybody that thinks that G5 Joey is better than Nico is got a serious case of off-season optimism disease. You smoke a pack and a half a day. I was smoking between a pack and a half and 2 packs a day. once I got through 2 weeks, it became easier. G5 Joey isn't bad. Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, what's up, Nick? Nick, I see you over there on Twitter fighting the good fight, bud. But you know, I sometimes fall into that trap too. But of course, we're it's an exercise in futility, bud. You know, we're wasting our time over there. I'm thinking about getting off of Twitter altogether. To be honest, Twitter has become an absolute cesspool of the worst that humanity has to offer. It's kind of always been that, but it's so much worse now than it was before. I'm thinking about taking whatever little bit of time I devote to Twitter over the course of a week, which isn't much, and putting that time into TikTok. Yeah, hardly anybody uses Twitter. 20%, only 20% of adults in the United States use Twitter. It's one of the least used social media platforms in the United States. G5 Joey will never play a meaningful down at Tennessee. What? Who do you think's getting a start? Hog man? I don't have the ability to do that, primetime Vol, and it's got nothing to do with it being political BS. I don't have the ability to not respond to any type of B. When I see, there's a couple of things that when I see it, I can't help but point it out or say something about it. Like obvious hypocrisy is one, and it just so happens that the political space and the religious space is filled with some of the worst, most blatant hypocrisy you'll ever see. And I don't have, because I'm argumentative in nature, now that helps me in some ways and hurts me in others. It's always been my nature to kind of be contrarian to things. But I don't have the ability to see something that is just completely retarded and not say something about it. I would probably be better off if I did have that ability, but I don't. I just don't. Well, the sports part of Twitter is the only thing keeping me on there. And even that, a lot of times turns into something different, you know. You know, like I'll tell somebody that G5 Joey's not any good, and all of a sudden 10 Tennessee fans are in the replies posting my mugshot for no reason, because they can't talk football. They don't have the ability. So they go straight to that, or, you know, your mama jokes or whatever it is. Just, and, you know, these people on Twitter, for the most part, are hiding behind complete anonymity. You know, in a million years, they wouldn't have the balls to let you know who they really are, because they're ashamed of who they really are. So they hide behind fake personas and anonymity on Twitter and say things that they would never say otherwise. You know? So there's that part of it. And then there's just the absolute stupidity of some of the shit you see on there. It just becomes mind-numbing after a while. I just watched the Florida Blue Blood video yesterday on the call-in show. Oh, you're talking about the clip where the Florida fan called in claiming that Florida was a blue blood. Yeah. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Florida has got no business being in any blue blood conversation. I saw a Florida fan yesterday on Facebook say they're going 11-1. Well, here's my thing with Facebook. Now, I still have a Facebook account. I don't use it that much, now here's some Uncle Lou hypocrisy. Let's point this out. I bitch and moan and complain about Twitter because people are hiding behind anonymity on there and saying shit they would never say because they're on some fake persona. They've got no profile picture. They would never post a picture of themselves or whatever. They would never, there's complete anonymity. Well, Facebook is the opposite. Now, you can make a fake profile on Facebook, but it's a lot harder to make a fake profile on Facebook. It just is. They do a better job. Their policy is that your account has to be your actual identity. Not that means there aren't people that get around it or whatever. But for the most part on Facebook, people have to own what they say for the most part. And I used to use Facebook a lot for football stuff, sports stuff. I was in all kinds of sports groups and college football groups and shit on Facebook. And I used to spend quite a bit of time doing that. And I kind of quit doing that. And now I do Twitter more probably than Facebook. But yet I'm complaining about Twitter. And one of the complaints I have about Twitter doesn't exist on Facebook. So why don't I just go back to Facebook? So that's some Uncle Lou hypocrisy there. You saying you don't want Beck back at UGA during this? I don't know what you're talking about. Beck was the best player on our team last year. It's the only people that don't know that are generally ignorant people like you who think he's terrible just because he transferred and blame Mike Bobo every time you stump your toe. I yelled about the interceptions for 4 weeks when he couldn't stop throwing the ball to other people. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. When someone plays bad, you say they played bad. When someone plays good, you say they played good. That's what normal human beings do. Facebook is just old people complaining on community pages that the town is growing too fast. Yeah, or remember when we found out Celine Driver was a member of some sort of, so the town that he lives in, I'm not going to say it. Some people know what it is already, but anyway, I'm not going to say it. But the town that he lives in, there's a Facebook page called That Town Traffic Issues. And we found a bunch of posts and comments that Celine Driver had left in this group about traffic problems in the town that he lives in. All right, let's end the poll. Let's see. All right, which comes first? Tennessee wins the Natty or Colby sends out thank you cards? Tennessee will win the Natty, according to the chat, before Colby sends out thank you cards for his wedding. All right, let's do one additional poll now. All right, one more poll. Yeah. Do you remember MySpace? I was too young. I do remember MySpace, and I think I made a MySpace page, but I never got into MySpace. I think I spent like 30 minutes one day making a MySpace page and then never did anything with it. So I never really got into the MySpace thing. That was out. MySpace was around like my college years, I think, like late 90s, early 2000s. All right, make sure you vote in the new poll now. MySpace peaked with people who are now mid-30s. Maybe. Colby is so disingenuous, it's not even funny, says NickTV. Yeah, well, I mean, Colby ain't gonna apologize. Well, he said he was gonna make an apology video. He said that on Sunday. Now, Colby's a man of his word, isn't he? I don't pick the Patreon games. I don't pick which games go on Patreon. The people over on Patreon pick that. So I have no idea. He did say there would be TVs at the wedding. Now, technically, there was a TV at his wedding. So if he wants to get specific, then I guess he could say that technically he was right on that because there was a TV at his wedding. It's just that when people pulled it out and tried to plug it in, Cruella DeVille came out and told them no, and they had to put the TV back in the closet. But technically there was a TV there. So he is right about that. It just wasn't allowed to be turned on. I'm guessing Texas is favored by 3 points against Ohio State. I would be surprised if Texas is favored by 3. Let's look it up, though. With Ohio State being the home team, I would expect them to be a small favorite, but let's see. Yeah, Ohio State is a 3-point favorite. Ohio State's a 3-point favorite. I think this might be too many points, too. I might take under 50. I might take the under 50.5 in that game. I think Arch will be more ready than Julian beginning of the game. Well, he's got a lot more experience than Julian's saying, that's for sure. Defenses are usually a little bit ahead of offenses at the beginning of the season. And in this case, with Texas and Ohio State, you've got 2 new starting quarterbacks. So couldn't you see a situation maybe where this game is, 24-20, 24-21, 27-20, something like that? Now, the Clemson LSU game could be the opposite for the same reasons. They got 2 experienced quarterbacks and 2 of the best quarterbacks. Where's that game at? Let's see. Clemson and LSU. Yeah, see, this is the same thing, really. So, Ohio State, Texas, the home team, Ohio State is favored by 3. Clemson, LSU, the home team, Clemson is favored by 3. And the over-under is a touchdown higher. The over-under is at 56.5. The over-under on Ohio State was at, 50? Right? Yeah, 50. Down here, Clemson, LSU is at 56. So almost a touchdown higher. I think Klubnik is better than Beck. If it comes down to last second, I think Ohio State doesn't miss wide left this time. They miss wide right. What did Colby do? He got married in December and never sent me a thank you card. Well, he never sent me, Pete, or VicTube. Me, Pete, and VicTube never got thank you cards. Everyone else did. Everyone else did. Which is, of course, alarming. Oh, Jay didn't get one either? So what it is, I mean, here's what it is. All of Raleigh's people at the wedding, all of his wife's people, friends, family, whatever, they all got their thank you cards. None of Colby's friends or people that Colby invited to the wedding got their thank you cards. So you can make of that what you will, but that's what happened. As far as the reason why that happened, well, your guess is as good as mine on that. Yeah. 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 Anyway, enough about that. Enough on that too, and enough on that. Enough about that. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you something I found out yesterday. Now, I don't know for I don't know 100% for certain if this is accurate, but it makes sense to me a little. So I made that video yesterday about Texas recruiting, or sort of the backlash that Texas is getting for appearing to be just outbidding and buying these recruits, which there's nothing wrong with. I mean, that's sort of the name of the game. But so I made a comment in that video about the house settlement and the supposed $600 threshold for NIL payments. If you sign an NIL deal worth more than $600, it has to get approved by this third-party company that is overseeing all the NIL deals as a part of the house settlement. And this third-party company is supposed to be verifying and ensuring that any NIL deal over $600 has legitimate business purposes. In other words, it's not just a collective buying a player for nothing. It's got to be an NIL deal with an actual company that involves an exchange of services for money, right? I'll appear in these commercials, you'll give me this amount of money, that kind of thing. And I said in the video, I'm like, it seems like that's not happening, because you've got these recruits, like, you know, in the case of Texas, that are just being given all this kind of money for no, it's in other words, it seems like that's not happening. This whole thing that we were told about how there was this company that was going to verify NIL, it seems like that's not happening. Well, what I found out is that the part of the house settlement that deals with that $600 threshold only applies to players currently on your team. It does not apply to high school kids. In other words, so it doesn't apply to recruiting. So you can give a kid $1 million, $5 million to sign with you, or a collective can, or whatever you want to call it, an NIL deal to a high school recruit that doesn't have to go through that third-party verification. Once they are on the team, any future NIL deals have to go through that. That's how it was explained to me yesterday after I made that video. I don't know if that's true, but that would make sense, I guess, if that's the case, because the house settlement dealt specifically with college football players or college athletes, not high school athletes. So I don't know, but that's the best explanation I've heard yet as to why it appears that this $600 threshold is not being enforced. well, I don't know. The house settlement and what it means and the rules around it and everything that was sort of set in place by that house settlement is suffering, I think, from the same problem the college football playoff suffered from last year. There's nobody out there that is doing a nearly good enough job of explaining what it is, what it means, and how it works. You remember last year when the playoffs were announced, how many people were just completely blown away and confused about why the playoffs were seeded the way they were, and why is Clemson ranked 13th, but they're in the playoffs? I thought it was the top 12, or like, why is Arizona State ranked 16th? Whatever it was. Why are these teams ranked but getting in, and why is this team not in, and why is this team ranked 9th but seeded 5th, or whatever it was? And there were people that just didn't understand it. It was just confusing. No one ever did a good enough job in the world of college football leading up to last year's playoff of explaining that to people. Now, the majority of us probably understood it because we're in the weeds year round about college football. And that makes it easy for us to forget that most people aren't like us. Most people don't eat, sleep, and breathe college football 12 months a year like we do. You know, people that are watching this channel in April, May, June, July, we most likely get it because we're so invested in college football year round. But that's not how most college football fans are. Most college football fans kind of tune in around this time every year to watch the games, and then they tune out after the national championship game. So all of this kind of rule changes and expansions and realignments and all that are happening in the offseason, the majority of college football fans are not paying attention to college football when those things are happening. So the playoffs come around last year, and you got people sitting around going, why in the fuck is this team? The playoff committee just put out their final rankings, and this team was ranked, 7th. But they're a 9 seed? Like, I don't, they didn't do a good enough job of explaining it. The house settlement is suffering from the same problem. There's no one out there that is explaining to people exactly what that $600 threshold is, what it means, what happens if a player tries to sign an NIL deal over $600. What is the school required to do? Who is this third-party company? What sort of benchmarks or what sort of qualifications are they looking for in an NIL deal to sign off on it or not? And I had somebody in the comments yesterday going on and on about how it's none of our business how much money these people are making or how they're being paid or blah, 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 blah. And he was like, just like it's nobody's business how much you make from doing YouTube. And while I agree with the general idea of what someone makes is their own business, when it comes to sports, that's never been the case. Especially when it comes to what the schools themselves are paying the players through the revenue share deal, where they now have to pay out $20 or $21 million a year to the athletes. 100%, we should know exactly what the school is paying every single athlete at that school, unless the school is private. But most schools are public. Like UGA is a public institution that is funded by taxpayer money. This is why we know how much coaches make and why we don't know how much Lincoln Riley makes. We have no idea how much Lincoln Riley makes because they don't have to disclose that there. Miami is private. Isn't Miami private? I think Miami is private. So they don't have to disclose how much money Mario Cristobal makes. But if you're a public college, a public university, you have to disclose how much you're paying to coach because it's taxpayer money to a certain extent. Now, yeah, you're collecting tuition revenue and all kinds of other things, but these universities are getting a ton of taxpayer money every year. Because of that, they have to disclose what they're doing with that money. So at the very least, we should know what public universities are paying the players directly. We should know that. We should know that. And we don't. Never mind the whole NIL side of it. That's a whole other issue. It's a whole other issue. But you can't have both a salary cap and anonymity on what you're paid. You can't have both. Because if there's a salary cap, you have to prove that you're under it. And the only way to prove that you're under it is to disclose what you're paying. So whether you're talking about the $21 million cap that the schools themselves are operating under, or whether you're talking about this $600 rule, supposedly, that's built into the house settlement, there's no way to enforce the $600 rule or the $21 million rule if we don't know what the players are being paid. That's why you know what an NFL player makes, because there's a salary cap. And teams can't go over the salary cap. And the only way to know if a team is over or under the salary cap is to know what they're paying all their players. So, yeah, in general, income and what you make per year is the business of yourself individually and the IRS, and that's about it. But in the world of sports, it's kind of accepted that that's not the case. In the world of paid sports, and college football is paid sports now, that's never been the case. Because when you have salary caps, you have to have transparency, or there's no way to know if teams are operating over or under that salary cap. Conference championship should have nothing to do with the playoffs. Yeah, I disagree. It's hard to think of a single sport on earth where winning your conference championship doesn't result in an automatic berth in the postseason. So why college football would be any different in that regard to almost any other sport on earth, I don't know. That seems odd to me. I mean, if the only answer to the question, how do you make the playoffs, is, well, a room full of 12 people picks 12 teams at the end of the year and puts them in. If that's the only answer to how to get into the playoffs, then we're doing it wrong. You could be 8-4, win a conference championship. Yeah, happens all the time in leagues all around the world. Yep. Happens all the time in leagues all around the world. I mean, the entire argument around, well, the sixth best team in the SEC is better than the second best team in the ACC. Well, then maybe the sixth best team in the SEC should join the ACC then. It's insanity. it's insanity, and it's an argument that is not made in any other sport on earth. I mean, I've made this example a million times, but whatever professional league you want to look at, since we're talking about football, we'll go with the NFL. The NFC and the AFC get the same number of teams in the playoffs every single year. Never, when the regular season ends in NFL, never do you hear people going, well, this is ridiculous. My team finished 12th in the AFC, so they didn't get in the playoffs. But they're better than the 8th best team in the NFC. They should have got in. We have to completely redo the NFL playoff structure because my team was the 13th best team in the NFC, which means they didn't get in, even though I think they're better than the 7th best team in the AFC, which did get in. This is ridiculous. You don't hear that anywhere other than college football. And honestly, you don't hear that anywhere other than SEC fans. And y'all are giving normal people a bad name. The people that are still shilling for Alabama last year are giving SEC people a bad name. You cannot make the argument that, oh, well, a 9-3 Bama should have got in. You know, the schedule is tough. The schedule is harder than Indiana's schedule. Alabama didn't go 9-3 because they lost to a bunch of really good teams. You know, maybe if Alabama's 3 losses had been Georgia, Tennessee, and LSU, then maybe the Alabama fan can go, man, you know what? We were 9-3, but we lost to 3 really good teams. You know, like, we should be in. But that's not what happened. They lost to fucking Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. 2 terrible teams. And stop telling people that the SEC was better than the Big Ten last year. I have been beating the drum of the SEC for 10 straight years on this channel because for 10 straight years, the SEC has been the best conference in football. They were not the best conference last year. Southern Cal could barely make a bowl game in the Big Ten. They had to beat UCLA in the last week of the season just to become bowl eligible. Southern Cal was terrible last year. They beat Texas A&M and LSU last year. Texas A&M was 1 win away from the SEC championship game. Southern Cal beat them. Southern Cal was terrible. They barely made a bowl game. They then beat LSU. Same Alabama team whose fans tell you they should have been in the playoffs last year couldn't beat Michigan in a bowl game. A 7-win Michigan, a 5-loss Michigan team. South Carolina, who went 9-3 in the SEC with a tough schedule. They played Bama. They played LSU. They played Texas A&M. They played Clemson. South Carolina had a tough schedule. They went 9-3. They were a good team. They lost to Illinois. Texas lost to Ohio State. Tennessee lost to Ohio State. Not only did Bama not deserve to be in the playoffs last year, they weren't one of the quote-unquote best 12 teams. They weren't. Indiana and SMU 100% deserve to be in the playoffs. I'm not watching those type teams this year if they make the playoffs. Why? Why? Did Tennessee deserve to get into playoffs? They got blown out. Did Tennessee deserve to be in? Tennessee got blown out. Way worse than Indiana. So, where's that energy about Tennessee? Indiana went 11-1. SMU went 11-1. Neither Indiana or SMU had a loss as bad as Bama. Bama had 2 losses worse than any loss Indiana or SMU had. 3. Bama had 3 losses worse than any loss Indiana and SMU had. This idea that, well, Indiana wasn't any good. They went 11-1 in the best conference in football. Yeah, Oregon shouldn't have been in the playoffs either. They went 12-0. They had no business being in the playoffs. They got blown out. This is the idiocy you have to deal with in the comments section with these people that just think every SEC team should be in the playoffs no matter what. Alabama lost to fucking Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. 2 terrible, terrible teams. Oh, the Texas-Clemson game I thought was great. I know it ended up being a 14-point game, but Clemson had the ball down in the red zone late in that game with a chance to make it a one-possession game, and I think they fumbled or something down there, and that was kind of it. But, yeah, that was a great game, Texas and Clemson. I mean, last year was the worst year for the SEC in a long time. So it's just a terrible year for SEC people to make the "but our schedule was hard" argument. Last year was the worst year the SEC's had in, I don't know, 15 years. I mean, y'all let Georgia win the SEC last year. I mean, that was the worst Georgia team in a decade. How far backwards in time do I have to go? Serious question. How far backwards in time do I have to go to find a year where last year's Georgia team would have won the SEC? How far back? What year would last year's Georgia team have won the SEC other than last year? Not 2023, because last year's Georgia team couldn't even have beat 2023 Georgia, who didn't win the SEC. Bama did. They wouldn't have won the SEC in 21 or 22. They wouldn't have won it in the COVID year against that Bama team with Mac Jones. They wouldn't have won it in 2019 over LSU's Joe Burrow team. They wouldn't have beat Alabama in 2018. They wouldn't have beat Georgia or Alabama in 2017. I mean, it was not a good year for the SEC last year, so it's just a terrible time for the SEC homers to be sitting around going, we should have got 11 teams in. Our schedule was hard. Yeah, your schedule was hard, but you fucking lost to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma, dude. What are you talking about? No, 2024 UGA I do not think was worse than 2019 UGA, no. close, though. Wasn't 2019 the year where our best running back was Elijah Holyfield? Remember we used to call him Holyfield? Georgia fans got so mad when I called him Holyfield. I haven't checked yet this morning either. But can one of y'all give me an update? Is Obama still running around a free man? Yeah, Georgia lost to South Carolina in 2019. You mentioned Jack Fromm. Jack Fromm threw 3 interceptions in that game and had a fumble. So he had 4 turnovers in that game. Obama's still on the run. Okay. Yeah. Guess he's getting arrested tomorrow again then. I'll check back with y'all tomorrow on that. No, a lot of y'all are really looking forward to that. I'm sure it's happening soon. For Vandy standards, they had a good team. Yeah. They barely made a bowl game. That is good for Vandy. He's not on the run. He's not? Well, shouldn't he be since he's getting arrested soon? Are you going to watch that debate between Jackpot and Sports Talk Jay on Rex channel? I didn't know anything about that, but look, I like Sports Talk Jay, but just because you like somebody doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they do. And just because you dislike somebody doesn't mean you have to, same thing. But so anyway, I like Sports Talk Jay. He's retarded on this South Carolina cheated deal from 3 years ago or whatever it was now. It's bordering. I told him in the comment section the other day, it's bordering on the absurd. His fetish with getting humiliated by South Carolina. They got their ass beat. There was locker room issues all week for Tennessee heading into that game. Fights in the locker room in between players and coaches. It was not a good vibe around Tennessee that week. And they strolled into a tough place to play at night and got rolled. That's it. Like, it happens. But this guy, he can't accept it. And once a week, he's making a video about how Connor Stallions at Michigan somehow helped South Carolina cheat to beat Tennessee. And it's just, buddy, let it go. It's embarrassing at this point. I mean, it's just embarrassing. I remember that game. Spencer Rattler had the game of his life. Joe Milton's comment got that fire stoked again. I mean, this guy, this Sports Talk Jay, once a week for 3 years, he's made a video about that. And it's just, I mean, don't see how they look themselves in the mirror. Honestly, I don't. I really don't. But hey, you know, is what it is, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Got to head out to the garage, sweating to the oldies out there with the workout routine. While I listen to Brandon Adams over at Dog Daily tell me how great Georgia is, and they're going 1-0 this year. Looking forward to that. All right. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Call-in show tonight at 9. How about that? Call-in show tonight at 9. We'll talk some college football. Make sure you tune in for that. And, of course, I'll have a video out this afternoon, probably another prediction video. I was going to do a prediction video yesterday, but I literally got tagged 1 million times over a 2 or 3 day period about the recruiting stuff and all that. So I said, well, I'll just ramble about that. So probably get back to a prediction video today, but I'll see you all tonight at 9 o'clock over on the football channel for the college football call-in show. Give me a call tonight. We'll talk some college football. I hope y'all enjoy your Tuesday. Have a great day and an even better morning, too.